Welcome to the PharmaVOICE Editor's Take video series, recorded live at the DIA 2014 annual meeting in San Diego, hosted by Taryn Grome, editor of PharmaVOICE. In this episode, Taryn meets with Simon Wilson, Head, Clinical Program Management and Training, ArisGlobal.
Simon, welcome to the 50th anniversary of the DIA.
Thank you, Sarah. It's good to be here. I'm in a great show.
Excellent. How do you believe the latest and next generation of clinical technology solutions will help the industry address the challenges of increasing regulation?
Good question. It's a big question as well. I think one of the key determinants, or one of the key decisions that a pharma company needs to make is, do you work with multiple vendors, or do you try to reduce the number of vendors to a handful, maybe even one? And what we're all about is simplifying those choices for customers. So trying to address pain points through simple solutions by having total solutions for each of those areas. But I think one thing that we're very keen on at the moment is assisting regulatory compliance across regulatory affairs, across safety, and across clinical. So we have a presence in all of those areas as well as medical information. My role is very much clinical focused. And our big regulatory focus, the way that we assist regulatory requirements, is in two realms. I think that there needs to, and of course, if I want to think about the industry in general, there needs to be more automation of updates to and registry with CT.gov, with UGCT and all the registries. That's number one. If you can achieve that through integration with CTMS, then all the better, because you're taking yet another pain point out of the equation. So you define your study there, push it out through an application that does that. Another one is distribution of SUSAR. So it's a massive headache. The distribution, and not just the distribution, but the requirement to confirm that the right people have received the right information, have understood that information, and have acted on it is a big pain point. So I think that's another area where we can offer a lot of solutions, and the way the industry needs to move. So automation, cross-platform, cross-domain, with minimal vendors.
That's fantastic. Those are great insights. Talk to me about how the cloud is helping to reduce timelines and increase efficiencies.
Good thing about the cloud is that obviously it's always on, right? So you've got access to those systems all the time, wherever you are, and you can even have offline capabilities where you have updates to the cloud. But the way that we get things off the ground quickly is by having pre-validated systems that we configure per customer. So, and that drives down those delivery times from several months to a few months, depending on the application, or down to a few weeks for the right application. So it's about having pre-validated systems that are always available, fully unified across solution areas, across domains, but pre-validation is the key, and then you get sort of a few weeks or a few months, depending on the system, just to get the system configured for the customer. Wonderful.
What do you believe will be the next leap in terms of clinical solution innovations?
Wow. Interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on in patient-centered activities. I think risk-based monitoring is for real now. That's happening. But I think the technology and processes to support that are the next step down that road, if you will. So I think everyone knows what risk-based monitoring, or intelligent monitoring as we call it, is. How do you do that is the next question. So, but I think you can do that with existing technologies. So, but that's part of your question. The other part, I think, is the whole social media and patient-centric stuff, as it were. And I think the question that we've all got is not so much how we're going to address that technology-wise, because there are multiple platforms out there, and you need to integrate those with existing technologies. The question, to my mind, is when are the regulators going to catch up? So it's when are they going to get real and understand what's actually going on in the marketplace, rather than restricting how that patient-centric data can be used. And I think once those conversations happen between the tech vendors and the sponsors and the CROs and the regulators, then we'll be able to take that next step. So it's kind of bubbling under at the moment, but yeah, patient-centric and social media is certainly the future.
So talk to me a little bit about unified platforms and why they're so important to regulatory compliance.
Great, yeah. So if we need to talk about an update to a register, or the registration of a study in CT.gov, you can do that manually now, or you can do it with a standalone application. But if you unify that capability with a CTMS solution, then that takes a lot of the pain out of the equation. And it's exactly the same with SUSAR distribution, as I was saying earlier. So what ArisGlobal have is a total clinical operations platform that has CTMS with a built-in ETMF, but fully unified with a disclosure application, AG disclosure, and also with unification with our SUSAR distribution tool, AG Notify. So if you can achieve that, the benefit to that is that you populate your data in one place, you push it out to the various different applications, and you have full end-to-end compliance. So.
Thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into the future. Appreciate it, and thank you for joining us for our Editors Take Video program.
My pleasure. Thanks for the time. Thank you.
Additional Editors Take videos, as well as podcasts, white papers, webinars, and more are available at www.pharmavoice.com.